Hey there everyone, and welcome to Bill's Retro Gaming Show. On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the latest info from Quarter Arcades. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, as always, thank you so much for tuning in and checking out today's video. If this happens to be your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscription button, click the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I put up a new video, give this one a thumbs up, and leave a comment below if you want to be part of the conversation. So in case you missed it, this past Friday, Matt and Ben from Quarter Arcades were on the Super Game Room Dudes show, where they talked about some of their upcoming titles, some of the ones that have been in the works for a while that are now available for pre-order, as well as announced some brand new titles that are coming down the road. So of course I'll have a link in the video description to the Super Game Room Dudes video so you can check out that interview for yourself in case you missed it. But let's check out Quarter Arcade's website so you can see what they've got going on. So two specific titles from Quarter Arcade that we've been waiting for a while are now actually available for pre-order. So we'll start with this one. This is the Data East game, Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninja. This is now up for pre-order. This is going to be $299, $99, $300. They're expecting this to ship or to actually be delivered just in time for Christmas, December 25th. Taking a look at some of the pictures here, you can see, as usual, Quarter Arcade, they've done a fantastic job in replicating the look of the original arcade. Here's a close-up look at it where you can see the little miniature monitor in it, the control panel, the marquee. One of the things I really like about some of Data East games like this, I believe RoboCop did the same thing, had that kind of rounded marquee to it. A little different from the typical flat marquee of other arcade games at the time. It made it stand out a little bit more. Now, of course, people have mixed feelings about Bad Dudes. Some people like the game, some people don't like the game, but you do have to admit that it is kind of a cool-looking arcade machine. I'm just cycling through some of the pictures here real quick. Another close-up look at the monitor and that control panel down there. Yeah, obviously the side art, there's not much side art to this, just the Data East logo. So, not much to it in terms of that, but I do like the bezel and the look at the control panel on this. It is cool. And just real quick, got to give another close-up look at that rounded marquee. Before we move on, just some of the features that come with this particular machine. Obviously, it's running the original arcade ROM on it. It even includes adjustable dip switches in the game. Saves your high scores, crafted with high-quality material for durability and playability. 5-inch 4.3 monitor in it. 3-watt built-in speakers powered through USB-C. Equipped with an internal rechargeable battery, and of course you can see the height there and the dimensions there as well. Now, another title from Quarter Arcade that is also up for pre-order and expected to be delivered just in time for Christmas is Lunar Lander. Now, this is a little more expensive. This is going to run $350, but one of the cool features on this is it's actually got a mini version of the thruster from the original arcade game. Of course, taking a look at the full picture here, you can see the full look of the arcade game here with the side art and everything, the marquee, all that stuff. Here's a closer look where you can see the control panel on this. You can see those volcano buttons for playing it, and of course this little mini thruster right here, which is so critical to being able to properly play Lunar Lander, and not something really anybody else has done. Even though Lunar Lander has been included on some of the Atari consoles from, say, Arcade 1-Up, they don't have that thruster on them, so it makes it a little trickier to play. This is going to play and feel a lot closer to the original arcade game. And of course, they've got that monitor on here that kind of emulates the look of the vector monitor of the original game. Once again, just another close-up look, that Lunar Lander marquee. You can see that pseudo-vector monitor there, and of course the controls. And of course, you're looking at similar specifications to Bad Dudes, and really to a lot of what Quarter Arcade brings with these games that they put out. Of course, the original game ROM running on this. 5-inch monitor, 3-watt speakers powered by USB-C, lithium battery for playability without it being plugged in, and of course you can see the dimensions there as well. Now, before I move away from these, there's just one other thing that I wanted to bring up in terms of Bad Dudes and Lunar Lander. One of the things that they announced during the Super Game Room Dudes show was that if you pre-order this, they are offering these cool mini posters to go along with it. And you can see here, this is the Bad Dudes one, and this is the one for Lunar Lander. Now, you'll also notice that there's this light above this. This is something that they're actually offering as well, where you can get this little mini battery-powered light to put above your poster to light it up, just like it was if it was in a real arcade. Now, I did say those posters were available if you pre-order. According to their website, it is only available for the first 400 orders. So if you've been wanting to get these, if you want to get in on those posters as an added bonus, you might want to jump on this as soon as possible. So one thing real quick before I move on here, as I was talking about Bad Dudes and Lunar Lander, I kept saying that they were going to be available by Christmas, December 25th. Started to realize that that's actually just December of 2025, meaning that they're going to deliver sometime in December. Now, I'm sure that still means in time for Christmas, but I got it a little bit wrong there. That's December of 2025, not December 25th. So basically, just expect delivery sometime in December. So now let's take a look at some of the other projects that they've got in the works, where if you go to their website, you can actually register your interest for these. No, these are not available for pre-order yet. These are projects coming down the road, probably into 2026. But if you go to their website, you can register your interest with your email, and they will let you know once these become available. Of course, I will have a link to their website in the video description. So first off, let's take a look at this. This is Battlezone. This is a really cool one that they've decided to do, and they've added some really interesting features to this. Now, for those of you that remember Battlezone in the arcades, it did kind of come in two variations. It came in this variation with a periscope type screen in the front here, where you would look through this little viewfinder periscope in order to play the game. Of course, it's got the dual control joysticks here with the buttons on top, and that was a really cool way to play the game. However, there were versions that got rid of the periscope as well and just had the main screen where you can play. And of course, when you're talking about a quarter scale arcade machine, trying to look through a little mini viewfinder in order to play is going to be next to impossible. One of the cool things that they've decided to do with this one is that the periscope and this little kind of kick plate stand on the bottom here are actually magnetic, and they remove from the game so that you can just have the screen and play it that way, or, you know, have the periscope on there if you want to for display purposes. Now, one thing you should know with this is the concept behind this is they are going to sell this without the periscope or the kickstand on it initially, and you can purchase those separately. Or if you like, you can buy a bundle, I guess, that includes that. But they are going to have a version that kind of skips the periscope and the stand here, which should cut down on the cost for people, because I have to assume that that's going to obviously drive up the price for this. But if you're a fan of Battlezone, if this is something that you're interested in, go over to their website, put in your email, and let them know you're interested. Next up, we've got this one. And yes, it's Pong. It's the original Pong arcade game. This was one of the first ever arcade games made commercially available that you could put quarters in, you could play. Of course, the first one was really computer space, but then Pong followed right behind it. And this is really the game that started the arcade craze. And Quarter Arcade is now making their own version of the original Pong arcade game. So not much else to really say about this. It's Pong. If you're interested, put your email in their website, and of course, they'll let you know when this one comes out. And then finally, there's this. Not an arcade game, but something that you saw in a lot of arcades, a jukebox. This I'm actually really excited for. This looks like it's going to be really cool. Yes, this is actually a Bluetooth speaker. You can actually hook your phone or your stereo system up to this through Bluetooth, play your music, but it's going to look like a jukebox. If you're a fan of these quarter arcades, if you like to collect them, this is something that's going to look really cool right next to a lot of your others and be functional to play music. Now, one of the really interesting things about this is you can maybe make out in my video here that there is a list of songs and song titles in here, just like a real jukebox would have. No, it does not come with any of those, but this is kind of a curated list from Matt over at Quarter Arcades of some of his favorite 80s titles. So it's going to be kind of fun and interesting, kind of like a look into Matt's mind of his style of music. But it's still going to have that feel of a classic 80s jukebox, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm really excited for this one. If you are too, again, head over to their website, put in your email, and they'll let you know when this one becomes available. So one last thing really quick before I wrap up this video is this. This is Arcade Decades 80s edition book. This is a book that Quarter Arcades have put together. This was actually something that they put out on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is already done at this point, so if you missed out on it, just know that this is now up for pre-order on their website, expected to deliver in March of 2026. Book's going to be $80, but it looks like it's going to be really cool hardcover book. 2-page spread for each of the games in it. I think there's something like 100 different games in it from the 80s. You've got pictures, you've got information. It looks really cool. I'm a big book nerd when it comes to this kind of stuff. I love the history of games and things like this. So while it is a little pricey, I think I might just pony up for this one because it does look pretty cool. Again, if you're interested as well, the pre-order is available on their website. But there you have it. That's a look at Quarter Arcades and what they've got going on. Right now, you can pre-order Bad Dudes and Lunar Lander. Get it just in time for Christmas, coming December of this year. Of course, that Quarter Arcades book coming March of next year. And if you're interested in some of the other titles they've announced that are going to be coming soon, sometime in 2026, hopefully, you've got Battlezone, you've got Pong, and of course, you've got that jukebox. So go to their website, put in your email, let them know you're interested. And of course, once again, if you missed the full interview with the Super Game Room dudes, link to the video will be in the description, so go ahead and check that out as well. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please go ahead, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a like, leave me those comments below. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do that as well. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you could consider getting a membership. But that's all for now. I will see you on the next one. Take care, and happy gaming.